The silence can be heard in what's known as the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Human activity almost completely stopped here 38 years ago. That emptiness has let nature take over.
Working in the Chernobyl exclusion zone is a dubious pleasure, as visitors usually say, but we, the employees, like it. It's quiet and calm here.
Volodymyr Verbitsky calls the zone simply home. He spent his childhood and youth here, in the now ghost city of Pripyat.
This used to be my apartment, first floor. These are bedroom windows. The living room was on the other side of the building.
Pripyat is located 2 kilometers from the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. When the explosion of reactor number 4 happened on April 26, 1986, the city was evacuated for 2 days. Verbitsky was a young engineer at the nuclear plant back then.
It was a weekend. I read in the kitchen until night. Around 4 a.m., the postwoman came. She said that something had happened at the station, and I had to be at work in the morning.
The International Atomic Energy Agency later said Chernobyl was a level 7 major disaster, the most serious on its scale. In the immediate aftermath, 31 people died, and 600,000 who took part in firefighting and cleanup efforts received high doses of radiation.
I saw that there was simply no reactor. As specialists, we understood that this was a total disaster.
Then Volodymyr was told that he was not needed at the station yet, so he stayed home and instead helped his wife and son evacuate.
We were told we needed to leave the city just for 2 or 3 days. Later, doctors checked my son and said that his radiation dose was 2 times above the adult norms.
Within a month, Verbitsky was called back to the power plant. He worked there for another year and then transferred to the exclusion zone, the 30-kilometer area around the Chernobyl plant with the highest level of radiation contamination.
In Ukraine, in the initial period, 96 towns and villages were resettled, approximately 130,000–150,000 people evacuated.
Volodymyr shows how the zone is still extremely polluted.
От зараз поясніть, що зараз, що ці цифри означають?
Do you see? The level of exposure is increasing. 1.37 or 1.42 microsievert is 5 times higher than what is allowed in Ukraine, than the norm.
Volodymyr lost track of his visits to the zone. It is still his place of work today. He survived a second evacuation from here in 2022 when Russians occupied the plant at the start of the full-scale invasion. Lesia Bakalets, VOA News, Chernobyl.